answers. And before I move on, Chukwudi says each massacre is followed by statements and condolences, but very little changes. At what point does empathy translate into transition? Okay, so BKO, speaking of US military, reports have confirmed the presence and expanded role of United States troops in Nigeria, and the development has raised questions about security necessity, sovereignty, legality, and long-term implications. Why do you think the US consider, I mean, yeah, why do you think the US consider it necessary to move troops into Nigeria at this moment? And what specific threats are they responding to that local forces may be struggling to contain alone, BKO?
Yeah, first and foremost, Nigerian authorities ask for help from the Americans. That has to be established. Even when they decided to bomb a part of Sokoto State, they got the go-ahead from Nigerian authorities. They got intelligence from Nigerian authorities that that area had a good number of terrorists. So Nigerian authorities asked for their help. And Donald Trump said that publicly, that they asked for help. This is not the first time Nigeria will ask for help from America in the war against terror. But this time around, because of the propaganda that Christians were being killed, the President of America found it expedient to take the matter of exterminating these terrorists seriously and to underline their desire to help us defeat terror. Major General Brennan, who is the second in command of the US Africa Command, came down to Nigeria late in January to have meetings with the leadership of the Nigerian forces. They have already established areas in which they have to collaborate. And they are helping us, especially in the area of intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. The Americans and the Israelis are probably the best in the world at intelligence work. So the Nigerian authorities are happy to work with America to help us defeat terror. The troops that they have sent into our country, they are not many in the real sense of the word. So I see no need for some of the scaremongering going on. There are not many troops, but their job is clear: to work with us to ensure that we get better at tracking the activities of these people, to work with us to ensure that the killings are brought to the barest minimum, to work with us to ensure that the displacement of people, which brings unbearable pain to them, becomes a thing of the past. To work with us to ensure that our borders are better protected against marauding terrorists from other countries. So this is what is happening. They have already supplied us some equipment, and they are going to be involved in even training the Nigerians and Nigerian security operatives who will man this equipment. So basically, this is why the Americans are here. And Trump is determined to help us defeat terror right from his first coming, when he sold to Kano Jets to us, when he invited our former president, Muhammadu Buhari, to White House to discuss how he can be of help in our desire to defeat terror. Trump has never giving up on Nigeria. Trump has never abandoned Nigeria to the war. So what we are seeing is the gains of diplomatic efforts made by the president in the aftermath of the designation of Nigeria as a country of concern. There has been a lot of judicial sessions between both countries, diplomats from both countries, and where they needed to help was made clear. And they are beginning to show that, yes, they want to help us to defeat terror. The Americans are not going to do it all by themselves. It is only where it is absolutely necessary that they are going to draw bombs on parts of Nigeria, especially areas occupied by the enemy. But they are going to be helping us to identify key targets that our own jets can bomb with precision. So they are going to be doing a lot of reconnaissance work for us, combing the northeast, especially the islands of Lake Chad, where ISWAP has maintained a tremendous presence for years. So they've been doing a lot of sorties over that area, identifying areas that can be targeted. So by the time the armed forces move, they will be moving, having been given the heads up about areas where the enemies of the Nigerian state are, and areas where they need to take them on. So this is basically why they are here. And I'm happy that President Donald Trump, having listened to his African advisor, who told him that it is not only Christians that are being killed in Nigeria, he too has admitted there are Muslims too are being killed. And the threat to our people will be addressed once this collaboration gets better and better. So for me, it's a happy feeling. America has always supported its allies. If anyone tries to move against South Korea, for example, they will see the anger of America, because America has troops on South Korean soil, and they will be ready to deploy troops to make sure that they protect that country. We are not saying they should bring the kind of troops that they have in South Korea to Nigeria. We are not saying that they should send thousands of troops to our country, but a few troops sent here to work with our people will give us good benefits. I've seen the Americans do this, even in Iraq. They didn't really put boots on ground in Iraq, but they sent in a technical team that helped the Al-Sadr brigade to be able to gain some control in Iraq and eventually flush out ISIS some years back when ISIS occupied many parts of Iraq. Gradually, they were sent packing, not because America put boots on ground, but because America supplied weapons and America provided technical support, technical advice that helped them to send ISIS packing from all of the places that it used to occupy in Iraq. So it's the sort of thing that I want to see done in my country. Don't bring many troops into our country. Just bring a small number of troops that can work with our people, that can provide not just logistics support, but can provide technical support, and
That's right.
provide game-changing technology that can make the battleground so plain to our people,
Absolutely.
enabling them to launch precision attacks that takes
Yeah.
out the enemy.
So some analysts actually warn that foreign troops can feel local resentment. I'm wondering if there is a risk that U.S. troops or U.S. troop, the troops present could deepen mistrust among communities or be exploited by extremist groups as propaganda against the Nigerian state, especially with their simplifying the Nigerian security challenges as Christian genocide. And do you think foreign military supports can realistically address insecurity without parallel solutions to, poverty, unemployment, and weak institutions? Very quickly, Mikhail.
If it is simply to send the guys who have constituted this threat to our people packing, I know that American troops can help. People are misunderstanding this issue. They are not going to be directly involved in combat. They are going to be providing support, in the background. And that's why I gave the example that I've seen them do it in Iraq. I've seen them do it in Iraq. Because after Saddam fell, ISIS decided to take over many parts of Iraq. But the Iraqis eventually took back their country with the help of the Americans. American Humvees, they were the military vehicles that were used. America supplied local fighters within Iraq with weapons. America supplied them with logistics, and America supplied them with advice. But American troops didn't directly come down to fight. They didn't directly come down to fight in Iraq. Yet, they got the job done because of the tremendous support that they gave these guys. So this is what we are asking for. People will not even see them. You will not see them. They will operate in the background. All of the people doing podcasts and talking about our sovereignty, American troops are here. How many of them have seen a single American soldier on Nigerian soil? People are just making a mountain out of a molehill. If you are talking about sovereignty, the fighters who have come, the Lakurawas who have come from another country, coming all the way from Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to enter our country and be killing our people, have those ones not breached our sovereignty? A lot of the terrorists killing our people, they are not even Nigerians. Have they not breached our sovereignty? So if somebody is there, is going to help us, because we always say if we need help, let us call for it. I've even heard of us just say if Nigeria needs help, Nigeria should call for it. Now, Nigeria has called for help, and people are doing a lot of scaremongering, making a mountain out of a molehill, as if everywhere they go, they see American troops on ground. They are just going to operate from the background. People will not see them, but their results will show. Their result will show. Their equipment will be useful. Their technical support will be useful. Their intelligence gathering assets that they provided us will be useful. Their sorties, hundreds of sorties that they fly over the theater, over the war theater, would be useful to us. And all of this we will see, but we won't necessarily see the Americans themselves. This is the way that they are going to operate, because they are operating with the knowledge of the Nigerians, and they are respecting the terms of their collaboration with the Nigerians. So there's nothing like, oh, it will worsen things, it will deepen this, it will deepen that, because you are not even going to see them. You are not even going to see them.
That's right. That's right.
And this
Okay.
is not the first time that, even if they were to come here and physically be involved in battle. In 2014, President Jonathan allowed Chadian troops to come into Nigeria to fight. Chadian troops
That's right.
were fighting in Maiduguri, and they were in charge of some local government, and they helped us to recover some of those local governments. They paid with their lives. A lot of them died. I still have videos of state funeral for Chadian troops that came to Nigeria to fight. So it didn't cause any bad blood because people knew that they were fighting for them. People did
That's
not
right.
protest against them because they knew that, oh, they are doing this to help our people to stay alive and defeat Boko Haram insurgency. So we too have gone to other countries, put our lives on the line to ensure that peace is brought to such countries. We've gone to Lebanon, we've gone to Angola, we've gone to Sierra Leone, we've gone to Liberia. So it's not a new thing. If they were to even come here and physically fight, it will not be a new thing because our own troops have gone to other places to keep the peace. They risk their lives for other people. But in this case, they are not going to be involved in combat, in direct combat. They are going to be providing support. And we are the ones who said, if we need support, we should get it. Now that support has come, people should stop the needless scaremongering.
That's right. Right. Let me take some comments. Nelson Adufe says this is a failure of intelligence or reluctance in one area to respond. Talking about the earlier topic. Akimbola Oluseyi says, "Good evening, BKO. U.S. troops coming to Nigeria is a good synergy between both countries. However, government must take pragmatic steps to combat security challenges and also be committed willingly to do so." Sultan Shokumbi says, "I'm afraid of those sabotage in our Nigerian military not to frustrate those saboteurs actually in our Nigerian military not to frustrate the efforts of the American military." Also, we have Adewale Johnson saying, "If we are being honest, Nigeria has been fighting terrorism for over a decade with limited success. If U.S. intelligence support can save lives, then we should focus on results, not emotions. God bless you, BKO." Zainab Musa says, "Foreign troops on Nigerian soil should worry us. Today, it's advisory roles. Tomorrow, it could be something deeper. Our sovereignty must not be compromised in the name of security." Emeka Okore says, "I don't care who helps us, as long as people can sleep with two eyes closed. If America can help America can help stop the killings, then welcome." And Fatima Lawal says, "History teaches us that foreign military involvement rarely ends cleanly. Nigeria must be careful not to outsource its security failures instead of fixing them." And lastly, Ngozi says, "My concern is accountability. Excuse me. If civilians are harmed during joint operations, who takes responsibility, Nigeria or the US?" Sorry, because of our time, we need to race on to the next topic. BKO, talking about our elections. Recently, Nigeria Senate passed the Electoral Act 2022 while rejecting a key proposal to make real-time electronic transmission of election results mandatory. Now, the move has triggered intense debate. Opposition parties and civil society see it as a blow to transparency ahead of the 2027 polls, while Senate leadership insists that the core framework for electronic transmission remains intact and operational challenges justify careful calibration of reforms. Vicky will help us understand this. How do you weigh in on this matter?
Well, the law has not changed.